And we are going to be switching right over onto the stream. So first up, oh no. Oh no. Oh no. The commands have already started. I haven't even started the stream yet, and the commands have already begun. You misspelled my name though. It's not two capitals. Oh my gosh. Anyways, so yeah. So let me just say this. So we are going to be looking at Naofumi's Sheild from Shield Hero, and yes, there's the 4, but why the Shield? I will say I am actually a spear user. I use a spear or a lance. Some people call it a lance. But I want to do the Shield because that is the voice actor that the voice actor that played Naofumi is the one that we are respecting today. But oh yeah, and another voice actor passed. There's so many. There's it's a bad year again. We got another bad year, I guess. But anyways, I'm going to talk more about the Shield. Because I don't want to bring anyone's spirits down. I want my stream to be happy and joyful. And you know what? I am actually going to tweet out right now that I am live. And Mod, can you like reshare it so that we get it out there to people? Hold on. Where's the tweets? There we go. There we go. No. I am misspelling shield. I hate misspelling words. It should be pronounced and spelled this way. Oh! We might raid her then. We might. I don't even care if I'm raiding with one person. So we might raid if she's still live. If she's still live, we'll raid her. Yeah, creating and there we go. I almost put liver. I almost put liver instead of live. Hashtag liver. Hashtag liver. Oh my god. Instead of me putting that, it just says hashtag liver instead of live. You are now liver. How liver? Liver. Oh, please clip that. Please. There you go. I tweeted. Is this how you be a real VTuber? This how real VTuber? This how true VTuber? I'm so terrible. I tweeted I'm done. This stream is already good. This stream is already going right off. Right. Right off the banger. Oh, wow. I'm getting followed. I am getting stuff. Wow. Another VTuber followed me. Hello, friends. You know, I do wonder if any of my VTuber friends on Twitch, or not on Twitch, on Twitter are actually watching right now, and if they are, hello, I'm sorry. This is how stream starts. It's very chaotic, and I have 2 cups of coffee in my system, and I am energized! But we will slowly see the coffee disperse into my body, and then I will get so sluggish that eventually it seems like I'm slightly drunk, or at least I feel slightly drunk. So that's how this stream starts. Is hello, I'm the god of wind and storms of my world, and yet I still get drunk off coffee. Ha! See, I'm only 9%. 9% right now. Anyways, so we are going to be doing the Sheild, and I have basically looked at this, and I hate how flat it is, so we're gonna not make it flat. We're gonna make it nice and round. And that's already being taken out of context. If you want to interact with commands, command list is down and near chat rules, so you can enjoy this chaoticness. I felt 9% drunk. No, 9% sober. Apparently so. Apparently. Oh my gosh. There's so much opportunity for clipping right now. Anyways, I found a really good picture that shows kind of the back of the Sheild and the front of the Sheild, which is really nice considering that we never see the back of the Sheild, because I am going to be doing this in 3D, so I do need a back. And the other, hold on. And the others are to show from the top down view kind of what it is. It looks like this is a 3D picture that somebody did, or not a 3D, but a 3D model somebody created. Oh my goodness, it's just like skipping that one. Holy shit. And then this one is good for getting that 3/4 angle that I need. The back of the Sheild is mostly hold on. The back of the Sheild is just, oh my gosh, I might be drunk. I can't even read. Art's so drunk she can't read apparently. The back of the Sheild just is flat mostly, and sides slides. Oh my god. Well, hey, human language is difficult, and apparently this morning, human language is very, very difficult. Because Telvins, like me, we have our own language, and it is, I will say, translating that into English is quite difficult, considering how our phonics is much different than yours. But hey, I heard that people can speak the Tolkien language, so if anything, I think people will be fine to understand mine. So apparently I am illiterate today. Anyways, let's I'm gonna move these over onto my other screen so that one, I can see chat. Here, let me make chat a little bit bigger so I can read it. Okay, there we go. And then 2, so I can see this. Okay, there we go. My stream screen is very, very small right now, so I cannot see stream at all very much, but at least I can see my pictures that I have, my images. There is another way to do this besides holding up the images like this, but this is the only way I know to do it right. And so we got Maya open here. And the thing is that I'm wondering, should I make it flat or should I make it... You know what? I'm going to make it flat, And the reason I'm going to make it flat is so that if you want to, if you people at home want to 3D print this out, eventually I will be putting a whole entire account together so that you guys can 3D print this stuff out. The other thing that I was actually thinking about doing, which is something I've kind of had on my mind, is that a lot of people have things like thrown at them through like the Twitch integrated throwing system, or they use VTuber Plus, and if you want your own like specific models, hold on, I need to focus to figure out what I'm doing. Focus. Yeah, got slight ADHD. Apparently, in human language, I have slight ADHD. I guess I can mean that also gives to how I'm so chaotic and maybe how I'm illiterate. I'm not drunk, I swear. I mean it. I'm not. I have water here. No, it's not vodka. I hate the taste of human vodka. I actually hate all the taste of alcohol. So, there's that. But what was I trying to say? Oh yeah. So Twitch integrated throwing system, you can be able to most people download, or it's water. That's what Amber said. Stop! No! Why? You know, I still, Mod, why do I always sometimes question on whether or not, like, I should still continue letting you be my mod at times? Because there's some days, Mod, where I just wanna, like, go, you know what? Mod, you're no longer following. It's like, Mod, nope. You're not gonna be a part of me anymore. Yeah, anyways, but I was like thinking for the people that have the the Twitch integrated throwing system, I was like thinking for a second, I was like, well, I'm a 3D modeler. I wonder if people would be interested in me making it, or if any VTubers would be interested in me making specific models for them so that then it could get thrown at them. I know some like 3D artists or artists actually have been doing that, where they create like unique 3D models to be thrown at them for different things. But I'm like, there's some funny ones, but you could also have like more specific ones for your channel. Like that's what I was thinking about doing, is actually making it so that all the magic wands that I've created during June, you can throw that stuff at me. Is there a marketplace for it? Yes, technically there is a marketplace because of the Twitch integrated throwing system and because of the but I will say Sketchfab is the worst place to get it. Why are you getting it from an architecture site? Yeah, I learned about this. Sketchfab isn't actually for 3D modeling. It's a place to put 3D models, but it's not like good 3D models. And for the most part, you're going to probably have to fix a lot of that stuff. Not everything is terrible. There are some pretty good 3D artists that are on Sketchfab. But Sketchfab is actually mainly used for architecture. Just so you know. And I know everyone says like, oh, well, there's plenty of free stuff on Sketchfab. There's plenty of free models on many, many different other sites. And I mean that. There are many. There are many different sites that also have free models that I have even gotten free models from in order to use for schooling and other things. Because yes, I did go to human college in order to learn how to do all of this stuff. But the reason that I say that Sketchfab is not the best is just because that is mainly and mostly for mainly and most human college. Yes, I went to human college. But Sketchfab is mainly for architecture. It is models created for architecture. So most of the models that you're probably getting are not. And the other thing is that it actually genuinely does suck, because most of the models that are up there aren't going to be OBJs or FBXs. Or if they are OBJs and FBXs, I mean, like, it's nice to find an OBJ and an FBX. An OBJ is basically just the object itself. It's an object file. An FBX is like a game-ready model. Technically, my model right now, like this character model right here, is in FBX format. It is like, I am game ready to go into a game and like be used in many different things, because I went to school for 3D game art. So this is how I know what Sketchfab is, and this is also why no one in the 3D art community, if you are a beginner artist and they tell you to put your stuff on Sketchfab, run. Sketchfab is mainly used by architecture, because I went to school with some human architects, and they told me that Sketchfab is mainly, that's where they put their stuff. Also, for the most part, Sketchfab does not have free models. Most of those models you have to pay for, minimum $5. So it's not the best place to go for finding that stuff. There's plenty of other sites. You have Unity. The Unity Asset Store has a lot of free things. There's also oh my gosh, I'm blanking on them. I've used them before. I'll talk about them later. But Sketchfab is great if you are a webcomic person that needs a scene to be used to make backgrounds. But if you want like models, like really good models, yeah, Sketchfab is not the place to go. There's plenty of other sites that actually do it much better and will give you the OBJ or FBX. FBX is probably the best one. FBX is a very, very small file. I can actually show you guys. Hold on, let me pull up my stuff really quickly. Let me go into here, because I actually have FBXs of some of my stuff. So let me show you. There's it in here. So for Substance, like this is for the buy wand. So this is an OBJ. So an OBJ file is great for like working on stuff, but your finalized file has to be an FBX. A lot of asset artists are sharing on Patreon. Yes, Patreon is like a good way. Patreon's a really, really good way. And that's what I might do, along with probably actually opening up a little bit of an eShop as well. Not on Etsy, but like someplace to open an eShop, so that then you can download the files from there. So like I'll have some files that you can download from there, or you can join my Patreon. And yes, I will be setting up a Patreon eventually. Yes. Now, some of the models that are on Sketchfab are STL files as well. STL is not OBJ and is not FBX. Yeah, you're getting a whole lesson on this. But what's the difference between OBJ and FBX? OBJ is just the object. It is just the mesh. It is just literally, like, if I export this out, like, let's say I put a texture on here and I export it out as an OBJ, it will not come with the textures. It will just come out as a box. FBX keeps everything contained. That means that fat but extreme. You know what? True. It actually is that. I'm not even joking. FBX, fat but extreme. Yep. Fat. It's got a fat, juicy butt. Anyways. But FBX, only boob jobs. Oh my gosh, no, stop. I don't know what the acronym for FBX and OBJ actually mean. I know that OBJ is an acronym for object. Literally, it's just object. It's dot object. That's what it is. So it only takes the object. If you want to have, let's say you put, you make a scene and you put like camera movements or animation or cool textures, you need to put it as an FBX. FBX will save all of that. It will save your camera. It will save your animation. It will save your textures, all connected, all pathed together, and it saves all of that. So that's why I'm saying, like, as art with my VTuber character, this is technically an FBX format. It has the animation, it has the blend shapes on it, it has the texture, it has all of the rigging stuff done with it. So this is all FBX. So yeah, that's a little bit about FBX and OBJs. But Sketchfab has its own file system. Sketchfab has its own file system. It has its own file system, meaning that you're going to need a program that will take that file system and change it in to FBX, or else you're not going to get anything good, unless the person has uploaded onto Sketchfab the FBX file. But the possibility of that FBX file being free is like none. So that's why whenever I see like, oh, I went on to Sketchfab and got all this stuff, I go, no, please don't go into Sketchfab. That's the dangerous place to go. So yeah, so eventually what I will do is that these will be formatted for 3D printing and will also be formatted for things to be thrown at you. You want the staff of Pan to be thrown at you whenever a person gives you like someone types in like a horny command, or maybe redeems horniness, and then a pan just gets thrown at you. Yeah, I can make that pan. So it's just what this goes right about. Sorry, I'm like also trying to do this. This goes about here-ish. Okay, good. So, there we go. So yeah, just if you want to do that, I might open up like commissions or something like that to do special ones. So I will, I'm still like thinking about it, because be in mind that this VTubing thing is kind of more of a side hobby that I'm doing, and I really like it. I really enjoy doing this. I really enjoy talking with everybody, and doing all this stuff. But it's not the main thing that I want to do in my life, so... But I still do want to give back to you guys, and I feel like that would be a cool way to interact with all the VTubing community, is like to actually not only just give back to other VTubers, but also to give something for them to enjoy and for their stream to enjoy. Like, for example, I can make a 3D model of Doug, and then Doug can be thrown at you. Doug the pigeon. Yeah, so, or like... Amelie, like I could make like a tiara being thrown at her or something. I don't think I could make a 3D tiara, but I could try. Or like whatever you want, and I can like open up commissions for people to do like specific ones for your channel, or you can just buy from some preset ones that I have. And yeah, I probably will make a Patreon or something like that. The Patreon will probably be for more special ones, so like that's ones, so like, you know, some of the ones that are like most of my wand ones that I've been making throughout the month of June, I probably will have available on like an eShop, so you can easily get it. But the other ones that I spend a lot more time on and develop more, that are a little bit more intricate, probably going to be behind Patreon. And especially the not safe for work ones. Ones that I make specifically to do for not safe for work stuff will definitely be behind a paywall. So yeah, just a word of warning with that. There probably will be some ones that are specific for your horny jailness and for other things that you might want in your stream. So that's just a thing. Oh wait, I have to do this first. Okay, great. There we go. And this goes right up to about this and comes down like that. Okay, there we go. We got the basic shape of the shield after talking about all that cool stuff. I just think that it's important to talk about things that people use, and especially as a person that went to school to learn all this human 3D stuff, I think it's important to share this information with unsuspecting VTubers that might be like, why doesn't this thing work? And it's like, well, it's because you got it from a place that just doesn't really work for. Oh, hold on, I forgot something. There we go. I need to do this. Hold on. There we go. There's a reason to this. This is so I can create a nice, smooth transition. And then these two are going to get pulled up to about here. And then these two, or these three, trying to yes, edges would work better. I'm like trying to judge the distance. There we go. And this is a lot straighter. It's a very straight. There we go. And now, gotta do this. There's a reason for that, and I'll get back to that in a second. Turn that off. Oh my goodness, can you select the thing? And I need. And then this is gonna go. Right. There we go. I'm just trying to get this sunken in roundness to happen. So then it looks, you know, like it's part of the shield. Which of course it is part of the shield. And I will say that this is a lot. There we go. I'm trying to make it have a little bit more of an interesting shape. And then I know then what this is going to be. I'm going to go like this. I will be deleting this underside, so don't worry about that. You're not going to see much on the back. And actually, the whole entire and that's going to stay where it is. Alright, hold on. And then this one, I'm going to go down. And then with this is going to be the plating. So this is going to be the metal plating. And there you go. Actually, yes. I'm trying to like think of how to do the metal plating on this because I don't want it to be like I don't want the metal plating to be too drastic. And push this back. And this is going to go slowly down. So that we get that beveling around. And then we just bevel this in a little bit more. It's really noticeable, I will say, on the base here. So what we're gonna do is do this. There we go. But now I want to kind of do the metal plating differently than how it is here, and I'm gonna show that right now. So this is a technique I actually did on a different thing, and it worked out pretty nicely actually. So we are going to cut it here and cut it along the edges here and going down this way, and then I'm going to come back and fix these vertices. Oh, hello. Hi. We're making the shield from Shield Hero, and I'm currently referencing some stuff. So if you want to stick around and see how this progresses, and yes, we are going to be making the entirety of the shield in one stream. So welcome, hello. You can stick around, or you can do whatever you so please. I'm not a person that begs. Would it be difficult to render a face from a photo in this program? Yes! That's actually an interesting question. I've never gotten that before. Yes and no. It depends. Are you rendering realistically, or are you rendering in like a stylistic way? If it's a stylistic rendering, yeah. Or, do you mean render like make a full mesh face? There's better programs to do that. I would recommend, if you're gonna do something like that, either use the sculpting in Blender, or which is a free program, or use ZBrush actually. ZBrush is of course not free, but Blender can do about the same that ZBrush does. It's easier in there because you're sculpting, and sculpting is a lot more forgiving than Maya, which is more technical. Maya is better for props. So if you want to make like a water bottle or something, say I want to create a bust print of a K-pop idol. Okay, so yeah, that you might want to do in if you want to make the whole bust like the prop item, you are gonna want to probably do that in a place that you can sculpt. We're not going to be doing sculpting, but eventually later on, I can actually show you some stuff I've done in sculpting. Here, I actually have some pictures. Actually, I have. Oh no, I got rid of the character picture. Hold on, I gotta go and find it. I have it all labeled and stuff, but let me go and grab it really quickly. Yes, in here. Nope, wrong file. So, sculpting is like better used for organic things. So, and I clicked on the wrong thing. I want it in here. Here we go. Not this one. This one. Here we go. This is... I'm gonna show this one. This is a prop that I did in ZBrush. I mainly used ZBrush for this prop because of the way that ZBrush you're able to like sculpt everything, and you don't need to make everything so exact, but also it's very, very forgiving. Maya, on the other hand, you could like render out an image. Lovely. Yeah, thank you. Yeah, this is from a mushroom fantasy project I actually did. You can see all the rest of the stuff on my Instagram. So I have like all of that stuff up there, along with other things. But ZBrush or the sculpting in Blender, if you are not able to pay for ZBrush, it works really, really well. And I did a whole bunch of stuff. I think now some of this stuff was a combination. So like the mushroom itself and some of the rope and stuff was done in ZBrush, but then the other part of it was done in Maya to create the full effect. Like this flag was actually done in Maya because Maya does physics or effects and stuff to make folding and clothes. So that's how I was able to get the flag. Yeah, so I would say if you're gonna do that, definitely do it with a sculpting program. There's also another program called Sculptress that's free that I heard of. I don't know if it's extremely good. But yeah, so I hope that helps. The other great thing is that you can import images in, so you can actually have the image of the person up, so that then you can overlay that. So while you're sculpting, you're actually sculpting. Yeah. I like it when people come in and like ask questions about that, because I am truly a wealth of knowledge. I went to human college to learn all this stuff. So, but yeah, that's the first time I've ever gotten such an interesting question like that. A lot of people just are like, "Oh, I'll figure it out on my own," and then start doing stuff, and I'm like, no, please, that's not right. Like, there's so many interesting people that you can find cool stuff, cool information on, or like stuff. Okay, yeah. But yeah, so so I'm glad that I helped you with that. I will say, if you want to make a nice like rendering of it, like see a full rendered picture like I showed with my photos, I would love to sculpt, print, and paint figure from photographs. Oh yeah, so the great thing is that there's plenty of things that you can do. Like in Maya, I can actually bring in, oh my gosh, I forgot how to bring in photographs. But in almost every program that I know, you can actually bring in photographs and then sculpt from that photograph. I actually currently, since you are referencing photographs, even I reference photographs, or drawings or pictures. Like right now I'm using these images to get the shape and everything that I need. And you can import them into your file, or you can, I didn't import them because I keep forgetting all the time and I have to go and research it again. But yeah. But all models, like there's a way to make it an STL file so that you can print it out and paint it. And I will say, if you're not going to be doing any UVs or anything like that, then, because I thought you were going to make a 3D thing and then like you wanted to make an image out of that as well, because you can render in Maya, but you can render in many other places too. So you can even make that a photograph. So you can make your sculpted thing a rendered photograph and then just hand it to them. But no, yeah, there's a lot of different things that you can do with 3D. But yeah, that's a great question. Tough task, but kidnapping and laser scanning her would probably be a crime. Yes, Yes, but I will say one thing. There's some interesting things. Technology has advanced to the point where you can actually just take pictures and make those into renderings. But the program only if you get caught. No, please. No, we are not trying to commit crimes. My little scribbles, please do not try and commit crime. We are not trying to commit crime. Please don't commit crimes. Oh my goodness. Yeah, Zoom, welcome to my stream where my mod is extremely chaotic and just will take any opportunity to try and commit some sort of crime. Mod, why are you here again? Why do I allow you to be here sometimes? I need to make a jail just specifically for Mod so that I can put them in jail. Cause there's some moments. There are some moments, Mod. It makes me question your sanity. But yeah, as I was saying, there's plenty of technology actually available to do that. I'm not I'm not ashamed of myself, I'm ashamed of you guys. We're trying to have a nice philosophical, like, understanding of 3D modeling, and you just come in here and just want to commit kidnapping. And Mod, don't you be saying, but they brought it up first. Okay? That's what she said last time. And it did not end well. Maybe I should not have given you guys the reins of the how command because, ooh. Maybe I gave you too much power. Well. What is this? Oh, interesting. But yeah, so no, Mod, you do understand that power can be taken away from you just as easily as it's been given to you. You understand that? I am the god of winds and storms. I can take away any power that I so please. And I mean it, Mod. I kid. We are supposed to be all friendly here, Mod. But I wonder how much of that friendliness there is. Oh my goodness. This is why I question whether or not it's a good idea that I've given the power of basically slightly given the power of godlyhood to mere mortals that do not completely understand. I'm gonna get so fired for this. No, I'm not. I'm not. I don't work with companies. Okay. Art has locked. I have not! Mod! You are not locked in a basement. You are not locked in a basement, Mod. Please be respectful, okay? I was trying to have a conversation. But But for the 3D rendering thing, you can render stuff from photographs. The technology exists, but I don't know about with people. I know it works with buildings. But the thing is about that is that you have to have 360 photos. That means that you have to have like 360 degrees photos, and that's all that like the those booths that you see at conventions sometimes where you can get a 3D rendered scan of yourself. That's basically what it is. It's only it's all photographs, and they just basically do that. That's all it is. Actually, what is it? Oh yeah, the game company Ubisoft actually took a bunch of 3D photos of stuff to make the Notre Dame Cathedral in one of their games. And because that cathedral burned down, they're now giving all of the 3D scans that they have and 3D images, so that then they can make it all, from so they have to rebuild most of it. And when they rebuild it, they'll have all of that information. So like even stuff that they didn't even know was probably in there is in there. So that's really great. You could, but I will say, you kind of get a little bit of satisfaction by creating it yourself. But I will say one thing: you still have to go in with the sculpting and fix it. So, either way, if you like do it, you have to go back in and you have to fix it. Which is like one reason I try and not use 3D scanning stuff, because there's only so much that it can do. There actually truly is only so much that 3D programs can do. There's a lot, but there's only so much it can. Okay, so this is like that, and then it needs to create. I was just creating a weird shadowing effect. You know what I'm interested in is what will happen if I do this. Probably not a good idea. There's a Made in Abyss game? Oh no. I feel like that's not a good idea, but at the same time might be a brilliant idea. As long as a good company makes it, might end up turning out pretty well. There we go. And down here. Okay. And now I gotta make it look like that. Okay, so we're gonna have to go in and do some stuff. Made in Abyss, binary star falling into darkness. Never heard of that company before. Or is that the person? Is that the person's name, or is that actually what the company's name in? I've never heard. Well, to be fair, okay, this is the funniest thing ever. There's a game company that's literally called That Game Company. Literally, the game company is called That Game Company. And it's funny, but they've made a lot of great titles that actually a lot of people like. I think they made The Unfinished Swan. Usually only ATS goes. Oh, okay. Anyways, I need to save this. I gotta save this. Yeah, one blocked. Hawks pop. Oh, ooh. Ooh, a Hawk's Pop is up for pre-sale. Man, I will say within this human world, I have become what humans call a weeb, and I do not doubt it. I do not. I am not ashamed of it. It is something that is a part of me, and it shall always be. No, this is not the right file. Ooh. Well, I guess if you guys are interested, you can go and check it out there. Yeah, this is still an ASCII file. Separating up my files. There we go. Separating up the files. And now we gotta make this look like that. Okay. 20 isn't bad. It's only 20? And it may be flocked? Not bad at all. Now I think I'm gonna do this instead. There. It's guaranteed flock. It's not. Oh. Does someone want to donate? No, I'm joking. I'm not gonna beg for money to use it on a pop. No, I'm not. I'm not a person to do that. So this needs to go. I'm like trying to figure out how this is going to go. So this goes like this, and it's straighter. You know, I had a feeling that was going to happen. I knew my mom was gonna say that. I'm gonna do this like this, and then like this, and then this goes branching out here. Yes. All right, there you go. So that's the base. All right. Now we kind of make sure all these lines match up in here. Yeah. It is so difficult to sometimes do this stuff. But at least it's getting done. We actually are almost done with modeling this, and then eventually we're going to go into the whole entire process of doing UVs and texturing it. So that's actually really nice. I was thinking about doing the back of this, but I'm like, you know what? Maybe no. Maybe no back. You know what I'm going to do? I'm gonna get rid of more of these. No! Doug! Oh my gosh. You know what? I can't believe I'm gonna say this. Doug, you are not the great god of the skies, at least not in my world. So, Doug, I claim you to be my enemy. Yes, Doug the bird, I have claimed to be now my enemy. Okay. I see you, Doug. I see you. Okay, and now this. I can. What is that? I don't know what that is. No, there's some emotes where I have no idea what they are at all. I just look at them and I'm just like, what? Bonk? A bonk emote? Seriously? I get the bonk emote? I get the bonk emote on me? No, and after everything, I'm not surprised. Ha! Ha ha! Ha 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 ha! Ha! You lost, man! I'm only 3% bonk worthy, apparently, considering everything. Haha. Come on, there we go. Man, this is way harder to do than I imagined it. You didn't. You did. Mod! Mod! No! Man, you do have so much power. And the power must be taken away eventually. No more power for you, Mod. Okay, this is not. Well, we're gonna see how this is gonna work, but and then this. Are the commands public? Yes. Most of them are. For right now, most of them are public. I actually, on the command list, it says which one, when it says for everyone, all of those are for everyone. Everyone can come in and do those. I was gonna do just followers, but considering that I don't have many followers that chat in my stream, I'm like, you know what? Let's just give this power to everybody. Command list is down in description. Oh yes. Command list down in description for everyone if anyone wants to do that. Finally, the shrimp command gets used, which is great. Actually surprised that no one has used that command yet. Very, very surprised no one has. Oh my gosh, itchiness. Ah. And then we're going to do this. There we go. Let's see this without this one. Oh yeah. Oh, I forgot to click. I did. God fucking damn it. There we go. There. And now extrude. You know, Maud, I'm not surprised that you actually use the shrimp command on me. I'm not surprised at all. There we go. And ta-da! So this is the metal plating. Actually, kind of don't mind how that came out, but the vertices here are supposed to go like this. Other thing is that I don't think I need all of these. There's gonna be ways to figure this out. There we go. And then this part is also supposed to be metal. So what we're going to do is also go duplicate. What? That was weird. Weird. But, okay, you know what? Fuck you, sphere. Go away. And doop. There we go. And now this, I'm going to there we go. And then all of this that I did, yeah, this is gonna be called base. And now we get to turn this off because we are basically using it to make it a template for this. And now what we're gonna do is turn this one back on. Oh, right. Yeah, it's not gonna work. What's this one? This is the circle. And then what we're gonna do is take this, turn it back on, make a duplicate of it, turn that off, take this, and basically go in here and delete things that don't need to be in here. So that can get deleted. All of the side here can get deleted. Yeah, you know what? Base can get deleted. And then I don't need any more. Oh wait, no, these edges actually I do need because where do 3 at? Yeah. Hold on, I gotta do something here. There we go. And then all of this will get probably some deleted faces as well. Yeah, I should probably do the underneath of this though. Oh yeah. There's plenty of people. Yeah, there's plenty of people out there that have great sculpting stuff. So, yeah. Bye bye. And now we're going to. Oh yeah, that's a great free place to go grab some stuff. So underneath, let's go and see the back of what this is. Okay. So this is going to be. And this, we're going to take this away. And then do this. Ah. There we go. And there. That's all I need to do for the back. That does also mean that the entirety of this top part gets to be deleted. Ah! God damn it. There we go. Come on. There we go. Insert. Just gonna do that. There we go. And then most of this stuff can actually be deleted under here, because you don't really need to be down here. There we go. And I know, like, on the back there's supposed to be, like, a holder thingy. Should I make the holder thingy? I don't know. But there we go. That's how much is this? Oh, not too bad. But I need to go in here and do some stuff. And that is, because it is metal, it needs a bevel. Oh wow, that actually rhymed. That inadvertently rhymed. An inadvertent rhyme. Because rhymes are cool. Yeah. Right. That doesn't need it. There we go. All right. You might be like, why do we need bevels? Bevels help to create it to catch the light. So it catches the light a lot better. There we go. There we go. I will say what? Yes. This needs to kind of. And then we pull that back out. Oh my goodness. There we go. And in here, got to do. What? What the hell? What the hell? I don't even know why it broke. Now it's gonna take 5 minutes for it to load up again. What is this? It's not a complete F. Hello? What? Maya! Maya! What are you doing? Hello? Wakey wickies. Ah. We're just doing some final editing and then off to UVing. If it will. There we go. I don't even know what I did. I actually didn't save that. I wouldn't have lost a lot of work, but I don't know what happened is the thing. Because all I was doing was inserting some edge loops. What, and you don't want to insert edge loops? It no like edge loops? What? Oh, is my symmetry tool turned off? Might be. Aha, it is. It is turned off. So we gotta turn it back on again. Nope. Okay, nope. And this one. Yes. Okay. And now we can do this. You know what? If I make a 3D print of this thing, I will add it so that you can actually have the handle, but I'll have it be like a separate thing, so then it will be like easy. But the other thing is, like, depending on how you want to put this on, because you're not really going to see the back much, I don't think it really needs a backing for right now. So we're gonna leave it at this. It's very good-ish. Good-ish. There we go. What? Courtesy not working right. Okay. And this should be in the center. Okay, and now one with that. And let's see how that goes. Okay, yeah, that's good. Okay. Fantastic. That works all well and nice-ish. Just fixing the circle now. There we go. I also just realized that you can't really see there's a way that I can delete vertices and I will. There we go. Alright. This is done. Here, I'm gonna make this do that again. And instead, there we go. Whatever doesn't get seen, gonna get deleted. There we go. Nice. Okay, and we finished with Natsumi's shield. I mean, it looks like the shield. Looks really good. It's really damn close to it. What else do I need to do? Oh, I do need to go. Oh, okay, so this is already, the back is already taken off. Okay, well. Yes, okay. So everything is all set and ready to go, I think. I don't know why it's doing that, but here, let's all save this again. So this is the orb. It's in like the center. This is metal. This is gem. Continue. And chop in the bottom. Okay. Fantastic. Okay. And now what we're gonna do we're gonna select all these. Select all the vertices, unlock no mirrors, and soften edge. There we go. And now we saved again. Always remember to save. And I'm going to export this out as that OBJ that we talked about. So with this shall be named, there we go. And I gotta go and now open our UV program. So here, let me just pull this over here. So this is the little, so this is the little itty bitty program that I use. That is really great for just doing one thing and one thing only. And that is UVing, and you need to bring it in and save it as an OBJ. Or else it doesn't work. And like, I actually mean that. Like, if you don't save it as an OBJ, it really won't work. So let's just but with most of this stuff, because of the way that it is, I'm going to go in here And just see if I can make these into cubes. So this program basically flattens UVs, and flattens it very, very well. And it's just I will continuously say that if you have the money, please do invest in this program. It's really, really good. It's called UV Layout, or HEDIS, what's also called. And it's just generally all around very, very good. It's a very, very intuitive program. Like, it's very easy to figure it out. yes, this is 3D modeling. Nope, not 4. What is it called? 3. We're making the shield from Shield Hero. No, it does not have the back on it. I've decided not to do it. I was gonna do it, but I decided not to. But yeah. Oh, you're doing 3D. Well. Hey! Mod! Don't effing chat. I actually currently graduated, and I graduated from human college, and the degree that I had gotten was specifically towards doing this sort of stuff. But IRL professionally, I am actually a prop artist that's trying to get a job. So yeah. So I'm probably the best person right now. I will say one thing. What is human college? Human College of Human Arts. I went to college, okay? I went to a university to learn this stuff. What did I do before? There we go. I will say one thing. We're just doing the UVing process right now. UVing is basically taking this thing, taking this prop that I've created. Please do not go and watch most of my prop stuff. This is very, very quick props. It's not extremely great. I have one thing to say. Run. Run. Yeah. But I can go through like the entire thing of like talking about different stuff. But this is just like a simple, very low poly. Low poly just means it's not very complex. There's not as much stuff. I will say, I could probably go even lower than what this currently is, and I probably should have, but I didn't, and I'm too lazy to go back and do it. But don't be lazy. Never be lazy. I will say, you be lazy, they'll get ya. They'll get ya. Seems legit for a cell shading mob. Yes. However, most 3D, I will say, cell shading work, you're gonna need to learn that on your own. If you want to do that, you're gonna need to learn it on your own. They will not teach you that in college. So I have to go and learn it on my own currently. What is this doing? Currently, yes. America? Stop, Mon. I'm not gonna say where, but yes. But where I went to school, they did not teach us. What is with the Paimon? I would say no matter where you go, college is about the same. But I will say, it depends on what 3D programs that they teach. Because even here, like here, different colleges will teach you different things. Oh, well, I went to university. So even though that I call it college, it wasn't college, it was like a university. I'll just read. I wish. I wish it was. But I did go, well, I went to university. I went to like university. And at university, this is where I learned all of this stuff. There are, well, high school. Some high schools here will actually teach you 3D programs and stuff, but it's not as intuitive. A lot of this stuff you have to either learn on your own. Well funded by taxpayers. I know, I wish. But the thing though is that if it's a non-profit university, yeah, that no, we don't get, the taxpayers don't pay anything, and it's like, but why? Yeah, it makes no sense. No, I'm using the wrong tool. There we go. But yeah, when I went to university... Oh my god, what the heck? That was weird. That was not selecting what I wanted it to. Okay, let's see. I will say, as a person that has basically learned most of this stuff in Maya and tried to use a Blender, yeah, no, I hate it. I hate Blender with a passion. Like an extreme passion. It's just not great. Yeah, no, I actually am still on, like, my university actually paid for my Maya, but now because I'm graduated, I'm gonna have to start paying for myself soon. I don't know when that's gonna happen, but when it does, the great thing, though, is that I have other programs that can do the same thing, so. Or I'm hoping to at least get a job before then. Okay, this needs to go here. There we go. Yeah, Maya's probably the most expensive program that I have under my arsenal. With the cheapest actually being this program. This and Marmoset are probably my cheapest. Yeah. Just Google. Yep. But the thing though is that the reason it's so much is actually because it is an industry standard sort of thing, and because basically everybody uses that program. Yeah, but then the thing is that they don't expect individuals to pay for it. They expect, like, if you're an individual 3D person, you will have more than enough money to actually be able to afford that, because yeah, but why it costs so much is kind of stupid, but also not stupid. So first off, Maya, when it was created, is basically Maya and Autodesk is basically the Adobe of 3D modeling, but isn't as scammy. Because the thing is that if you cancel your subscription or whatever, it's not going to hold it against you. Like, it won't, which is great. Sort of like healthcare price. Oh, please. Please don't. Yeah. Yeah, kind of is. No, Adobe isn't affordable. Actually, Maya is more affordable than Adobe currently. Because Adobe, it has a monthly subscription. Maya is only an annual. Well, let me explain to you how it is in the United States and why actually Adobe is way more scammy. Autodesk Maya will let you cancel your subscription at any time, at any moment, and won't give you cancellation fees. Adobe will hold you accountable and will ask for a bunch of cancellation fees that can go up to hundreds of dollars. Also, Adobe is not great for your computer unless you have, like, a Windows. If you have a Mac, why are you using Adobe programs on a Mac? Because that's not how it's going to work. The other thing is that Adobe will only let you download things to your disk and not to your hard drive, meaning that all RAM, CPU energy is going to those programs, and it's not great. Yeah, but Maya, be at mind that Maya has a lot more things to it. It's not just a 3D modeling. It's also for animation, for effects, for modeling characters, for sculpting, even though it's not great, for rendering out videos and rendering out animations. So that's why Maya costs more than Adobe stuff. Because Maya has more things into it, and that's why. Because Adobe instead has those things in, like, several different programs, so I need to basically have several different programs in order to do the same exact thing that I can do in one program. Yeah, but I still don't like Adobe. No, trust me, everybody that I know of that's actually a professional doesn't have Adobe. They do not pay for Adobe. No one here pays for Adobe in America because we cannot afford it. Yeah, Adobe is $200 for non-students, about a month. And the thing is that even with the Adobe Cloud, like if you buy a particular program or like a particular plan, that plan slowly goes up and up more, and then people aren't able to basically afford it. Because it's either, do I pay for my Adobe or do I pay for me to be able to buy groceries today? Well, then you guys can be able to afford it, because unfortunately, I cannot afford Adobe at all. It's completely now unaffordable because it's about, for a regular base plan, like base, a month is $50 a month. $50 times 12 months, yeah, is $600, which is like way cheaper than Maya. But the other thing is that if I want to cancel that, it's an additional $300 to $400 to cancel any Adobe stuff. And the other thing is that I rarely use Adobe. The only time I ever use Adobe in my 3D work, like in 3D pipeline, is never. Yeah, Adobe might be great when you're buying it and using it. But if you're a person that doesn't use Adobe, like that's just money being wasted away on stuff that I never use. So that's why I particularly don't like Adobe, because most 3D people don't use it. We really don't. I only got it because I needed it for other things in university. But now that I'm out of university, I basically got rid of it. Why won't you won't buy Maya if you don't use it? I will buy Maya because I use Maya religiously. Because Maya not only is the industry standard, but is the thing I'm most comfortable with, and I know how to do a lot of things in it. So that's why, like, Maya I'm going to continuously use. Whereas Adobe, the only two programs I've ever used in Adobe for Adobe products. What did you just say? Holy shit! Why the fuck are you using that? I'm sorry. That's my professor taking it out on you. My professor, Photoshop is fine, but you should not be using it. The only time that you ever really use Photoshop. Okay, I know how to use Photoshop, and I've never used it for texturing, because the only time I have used it for texturing actually is to do subtle things. But other than that, I have another program that I actually use that's way better. That also will take other different files. So I just use different programs that basically do the same exact thing that Photoshop does. And it's kind of better. What do you use it for? So I never used Photoshop for texturing. We were even told not to use Photoshop for texturing. We were told we could use it, but that's the old-fashioned way. Like, the only people that use it nowadays it's for editing textures, but not to create textures. So you can take your UVs that you've created somewhere else, or some of your texturing that you created in a different program, bring it into Photoshop, do some tweaks and edits, and then put it back. What are you using for texturing? So what I use for texturing is Substance Painter. And Substance Painter is also industry standard. And yes, Substance is bought out by Adobe, unfortunately. But when I was using it beforehand, it was its own thing. And it actually still is its own program, even though that it's under Adobe. But other than that, that is the only probably Adobe product I will ever use in most of my life, along with Substance Designer. But if I need to, I can actually take the textures out of Substance and put them into Photoshop to do tweaks if I'm not getting the result I want in Substance. And that's the only time I have ever used Photoshop in the entirety of like doing texturing. And then I also used it for like some other stuff, but that was like to create something else. But for the most part, like, many people within the 3D realm do not really use Photoshop. Yeah, if you're doing that, then yeah, Photoshop like will be very helpful and all of that sort of stuff. But for me personally, I just don't use it. Some people use it, some people don't. Some companies will want you to use it, and I do know how to use it, but it's like, so in those cases, like, yeah, I'm gonna have to use it. It's part of the pipeline. I'm gonna have to suck it up and use it. But I personally don't use it in my work. And again, the only Adobe products that I ever used was Adobe After Effects and Media Encoder. And that was only to make cool turnaround videos. And that's it. I use Photoshop. Do I pay? Not really. Yeah, no, like, you can still make some pretty good stuff with, like, Photoshop, but the thing is that, I visually can't understand it, is the issue. Because the thing is that I like in Substance being able to see what me painting on the textures does to the model. If the model is not visible into what I'm seeing and what I'm doing, I have no idea how this texture will affect the model until I put it in. And it's like, okay, I just spent 2 hours doing this. And then I put it on the model and it's all wrong. And that's kind of why I hate it. Yeah. And the thing is that I never know what I'm doing. And the other thing is like, even if I organized the textures, I know I'm gonna forget because I'm a very forgetful person. That's the other issue. Is that even if, like, I organize everything, label it all, make sure everything's good, I'm not gonna extremely know exactly what to do. I would have to literally take it into a program, make the textures. So if I wanted to use Photoshop, what I would do, or like if I'm told to use Photoshop, the thing I might do for that case is actually take it into Substance, make like base outlines. So like I know like this texture goes here, and basically make an outline and then bring it into Substance and do all the texturing and then bring it back in. And I think that's a way that might be helpful towards me if the company uses it that way. Yeah, that's a way I've never heard of before. And I will say one thing when you're doing your work is that overall, not only do you have to make quantity, you have to make quality, and you have to make it efficiently. So if that's your efficient way of being able to make textures and you can do it really quickly, people will be just like, yeah, that's fine. Yeah, same. I will say I'm the same, and the good thing that for a 3D modeler person, if you want to do any kind of 3D modeling or do any sort of work, really research what other people do and experiment. And if it works for you, like how they get to their final product, and when you do it, it actually is much easier and faster for you, then maybe actually try doing it that way. So like me personally, like I have my own pipeline of work that I do in order to make it to the final product. So it's like I bring it into Maya, I block everything out, or I make it solely in Maya, like I'm doing right now. I made this whole entire thing mainly in Maya. And then bring it out to do UVs on it. So like get all the model done, then do the UVs. And then once the UVs are done, bring it back into Maya, make sure everything is A-okay, and get it set up for baking and texturing, and then moving on to there. Why did he scold you? What? If I gave that to my professor, well, I'm a game artist, I'm not a game designer. I think you're going along the game designer route. So like most game designers I know do use a lot of Photoshop in their work. Which is A-okay. Like, you know what? They do them. You do you. I do me. It's just like, this is my personal thing about like why I don't use certain things and why other people use different things. But that's a story. Oh my goodness. Yeah, no, that oh. Oh, did you like forget that it was supposed to be 2D, or were you using 3D assets and making it into like a 2D side scroller? I didn't know that earlier. Oh, okay. Yeah. There's actually some pretty good games that some of my colleagues have made. But I did 3D. Yeah, that's a big oofs. Actually, something like paperwork. Oh, okay. I mean, it's a 2D and 3D environment, so if anything, you kind of did the prompt. If I was your teacher, I wouldn't have scolded you. I would just think, like, you know, if you did something like Paper Mario, I'd say, like, you know, you didn't follow the prompt completely, but you still made a pretty interesting game. Like, it still works, it's still functional, it's still fun. So, like, that would be what my critique would be, is like, as long as the game is functional and it's fun to play, like, I really wouldn't care. But like, if it was like, no, you had to strictly do 2D, as long as there was some 2D elements to it, I wouldn't hold it against you. So yeah. Yeah, let me just save this again to make sure. But yeah. 2D settings, so oh, what? I will say one thing about my university is that they were pretty open about what you wanted to do for your games. Like, there were some like specific projects that you had to do, but the thing is that they would only give you a prompt. They wouldn't say, oh, you only have to, you can only do this in 3D, or you can only do this in 2D. They were like, no. Worse yet, oh my gosh, that's sad. But yeah, I will say my university was way better about letting you be creative in what you wanted to do with your own work. So like, you get to decide what your work, what your ending projects get to be, which is really kind of great, because it gives, first off, it makes people be responsible and held accountable for what they're creating. Oh, wow, that's not great. Yeah, but like for me, we actually had like a thesis that we had to do for ending year. So even though so when I went to university, we actually did have a thesis project, and they're like, what do you want to be as a 3D artist? Because basically, we're basically told the entirety of what 3D art is, and then we get to choose what we want to do. And I chose prop / environment. Um, and so that's why I use Maya and everything. That's why I'm going to probably be using Maya, is because a lot of prop artists use it. And I will say, even though that I don't use the full spectrum of what Maya has, I can still understand and know how to use it. So that's why I'm going to be keeping Maya. And hopefully I get a job before this expires out. So we weren't taught this is general course, so if oh yeah, that's yeah. I will say, like, there's some times where I'm just like, it's really cool to learn these things, but at the same time, it's like, you gotta have the right teachers to teach you well, or else it's not getting taught right. And it looks like these people were just like, you must follow a curriculum that we just wrote out off the top of our heads, and you have to follow it no matter what. Trust me, I'm dyslexic, so so maybe your bad grammar actually is fine. Maybe I'm reading your bad grammar actually correctly. But yeah. Let's see. So now we got to get this out. So this is all... Oh. No, this is gonna be all metal. Oh, wait, I forgot something. UV editing. Here we go. Hold on. Excuse me. This is... Oh, here we go. Down here. So this... Course gives you a lot of freedom, so apparently... But... Only one room. No 3D. Oh! Well, even still, like... Because in my university, we never... The rules were only the prompts. But you could make anything based on the prompt. So they could say, like, make a shooting action game. You could do that 3D or 2D. Like, they weren't actually restricting you on whether or not you had to do 3D or you had to do 2D. And that's why I'm like, that's kind of really absurd. Because no 3D for the first year, just to be clear. Oh, okay. That's weird. Because a lot of games nowadays are mainly 3D games. So it's like, wouldn't you want to learn 3D first, though? And then explore 2D? Because that's what we do. That's like what we're basically planned. It's like that we're taught in 3D first, and then we are allowed to explore 2D. But some people do 3D side scrollers, so they get an idea of what 2D can be. So like, there's that, and that's why I'm saying that's really, really weird. Because 2D is way easier for beginners. I guess so. Yeah, it is a lot easier. But I think that's why they wanted us to do, sorry, I'm typing. I think that's why they wanted us to do they wanted us to do 3D because it's way harder and you gotta problem solve that stuff. So it ends up being that, you know, you have to figure this out. And there ends up being a lot more problems and issues with it, but then they eventually, I think, have like some projects that are dedicated to doing just 2D so that you can experiment with that. But they mostly teach 3D because they know that if you're going to be going into the game sphere, that you're going to need to learn that. Oh yeah, no, there's plenty of like Undertale, well, not Undertale, the prince, what is it, the Liar Princess and the Blind Prince is a 2D platforming puzzle game. Hollow Knight, Limbo, yes. So there are plenty of 2Ds. Yeah, there's plenty of 2Ds, but it's like they're kind of preparing you more for going into big AAA company games. And so they want you... Ori, yes, Ori is good too. But the thing is that our university was mainly preparing us for AAA studios, and most AAA studios only work in 3D. But that they didn't discourage you from learning 2D. They're like, if you want to learn 2D, we'll have like some classes dedicated to learning about how to do stuff with 2D. So they did cover it. They also covered, they have a class for VR and AR, so that you can also explore that. And the ending project for that was to make a game where one player would be an AR kind of person, so they would be like having an AR experience, and another person would be in the same game but in VR. So that was an interesting class because you have to really problem think with that. And I mean, a lot of people really liked it because they were wanting a kind of class for that, because, you know, now there's a lot of games that are now being VR and AR. So the university was really great about teaching you a wider range of things. Yeah, it is really stunning. But what they were really trying to go for in my university is that they wanted you to do what you loved. I object the trend. Yes, I know that, and they actually do discuss a lot of indie games. Actually, most of the time, because most of the teachers or the professors that were there actually have worked or do stuff within like the gaming industry, and some of them have worked for AAA games, but some of them have also worked for a lot of indie companies as well. So they cover a whole wide range of things. I only am but like that's the game designer side. So like what I'm thinking is that like you were probably on more of like the game designer side, and I'm like on the game art side of things. The Codemasters. Yeah. I can only explain like very basic of what like game designers, because it looks like you are going on, or like what they're teaching you is more like a game design path, and I'm more of a prop artist designer path, and so I can't completely speak on their behalf about certain things. because I don't know completely what they did and what they are currently, or what they've currently done with most of their work. I can understand the basics of it because I had to take 2 classes um, for that sort of stuff. And basically the first one was like introduction to game design, and in that class they covered a whole bunch of things. So it was like a very, very good introduction to how does coding work, how to code your game, how to do 3D and how to do 2D. So it was like a very overall encompassing, and yeah. Oh no. There was a lot of game artists that actually made a lot of 2D stuff. I actually know one that is very, very, very artsy. I'm not saying that they weren't artsy. It's just like game designers not only have to be somewhat game artists, but they gotta be the coders, they gotta be the level designers, they gotta be the environmental artists, they gotta be like all these different kinds of hats. Um, but yeah, no, most of them, some of them were very artistic people. Not all of them were, but most of them were. Because more of them wanted to do like coding stuff. So that's why they went on the game designer track, was to be programmers and coders and all of that sort of stuff. And that's the track that will teach you that. Because we don't have, our university only had 2 tracks. It had the game artist track, or it had the game design track. The game design track taught you everything that you basically want to know. Yeah, but we didn't cover what different designers did. It was like basically they made you become a general overall game designer. So like you would learn to wear many, many different hats, and when it came to your thesis project is like you would be the solo developer and creator of your own game. And that's all you did, like the entirety of each semester. So by the end of the year for your senior year, you would have 2 completely full playable games. And there was one designer in it, and he wasn't so artsy, but his girlfriend, who is a designer as well, was actually very artistic, and she created all of his assets. So yeah. Yeah. And then game artists are also taught exactly the same way. We're like given the general rundown of what every different kind of game artist does. So, you know, we learn to be an animator, we learn to be a character designer, we learn to be a prop modeler or an environment modeler. We learn how to render images, we learn how to do a lot of different things. We learn how to do rigging to create things for animation. I've done 2 cinematic stuff. I even had to wear a full rig, like a full like character rig. So I actually had to, you know, walk around in a motion capture suit and do all of that sort of stuff and go through the entire program and then get it to where it finally gets put into a game and how it would be seen. So we're and basically the design track is basically taught the same thing, is very general stuff. But then when you get to your degree, like your thesis work, that's when you can really shine and show what you're really good at. Unfortunately, we don't do it in a group anymore. It's only an individual. So, you know, you as an individual need to create your own game if you're going to go on the game designer track. But I mean, all of them came up with some really good stuff. So, I mean, it was interesting and it was fun because I actually got to play them and they were really cool. So All of those are really good. Like, if you're not really blessed in any of that, but you want to go into that, look up what people that are professionals do. Like, literally, kind of stalk professionals. See what they do. See how they go about their work. And literally just, like, kind of look at what they do, and then start, like, thinking about what you would want to do if you were a professional. And kind of, like, but do stuff that you like. So, like, I like anime, and I'm creating this prop from Shield Hero because I like it and I want to create it. Stalking is okay if for career opportunities. Yes. You can commit that crime. But yeah, so I would say if, like, you don't feel copying is okay if it's for learning purposes. Yes, that is actually true. As long as it's for learning purposes and you're not trying to, like, sell it or anything. So yeah, I mean, it's true. It's very, very true. And that works across any board. It doesn't matter. It truly actually doesn't matter what you do or how you do it, but, you know. There's some people that get butthurt about it, and I'm like, look, they're copying you because they like your work, and they want to see how you create it, and they want to do it in their own way. But if you want to get into coding and doing graphics and design and all of that, I would say get Unreal. A lot of people usually use Unreal, and I think Unreal is free. So yeah. As long as you don't say I made this, it's okay. Yeah, as long as you don't claim that's your own work and it's like a copy of somebody else's. I actually did some fan work that I put on my portfolio, but the reason I put it on my portfolio for being a professional is I actually put it up there because it wasn't exactly the same as what the original concept is, and also it was based off of a concept art, so I could basically take my own artistic interpretation. What gave us fact design tools? Yeah, I mean, to be honest, a lot of people, even in the professional world, do use acquired software. You'll be surprised actually how many people use it, and it's really funny. It's probably the funniest thing I've ever seen because my professor uses some, and it's really funny. Yeah, usability, Unity is a little bit easier for beginners than Unreal, but Unreal has way better graphics if you want to go the graphical route. But also the coding is a bit easier. I've never done coding, and then when I had to use coding in Unreal to do some stuff, it was very easy because all of it is, like, laid out and it's very visual, because a lot of game artists learn visually. A lot of game designers, I've noticed, learn more through, like, looking at, like, written code for some reason. I don't know why they are so much like that, but that's what I've noticed about certain game designers. Not all game designers are like that. Some of them like the Unreal Engine better to do programming stuff in. But I will say my school does not teach Unreal. I only learned it because my professor had learned it and he knew what to give us in order to do it. So he taught us Unreal. Yeah, to be fair, Unreal is a little bit more heavy duty than Unity and does take a huge learning curve to use, and it takes a lot of computer power to use. And Unity is like very, very basic, very easy, very intuitive. Like a 5-year-old could figure it out. Like it's really good. But I will say I hated coding. I did because I'm an artist. I like more of like seeing the paths. So that's what I like about Unity, is because Unity you get to see kind of how everything plugs into everything else and all of that sort of stuff. But I mean, not Unity, Unreal. You get to see like all of that. But I will say Unity was a lot better. I was like, I'm not great at coding, but I was still able to code a pretty decent game in order to play it. So yeah, there's that. Oh my gosh. Yes. Yes. What is one thing that every game designer is always taught is that it doesn't matter how shitty the graphics are. What matters is what's if the game is really good. Which is like the fun, the playability. We always we always call it the term of playability. Yes, same does apply to film. Doesn't matter how shitty the film looks, as long as people enjoy it and have fun and like have fun watching it. And the same applies to everything. Like, this shield is not a very great shield, I will argue, but I'm still having fun creating it, and you're still getting enjoyment out of me creating it. So, like, yeah. So, and that's actually something that also my my professor for game art, that there was only one professor that taught all of the game art track. Now we actually have another one, and he's trying to hire on another person as well. But yeah. By the way, I was the only game artist because there was only like one teacher to train, you know, the game art track, so there wasn't like a whole lot of classes. So I was the only game artist to actually graduate, which is really saddening. But then my professor was telling me like, oh yeah, but next year there's gonna be even more, because they were able to hire people. A great story replaces graphic. Yes. Yes. A really great story does replace graphics. So, yeah, as long as, like, there was, I'm trying to think. Oh yeah, there was a person that did not know, or like a game designer that we had that was graduating with us, that wasn't really good at art. Like, she wasn't really great. She wasn't like amazing, but she still did some pretty good work. But the thing is that her games were really fun. And that's what made it good. Is that even though that the graphics were kind of and kind of like whatever, she still had a really interesting game, and she wants to go into actually writing stories for games. And so she's got that under her belt. Like, she knows how to write good games, and that, like, even though that the game can look shitty and terrible, she has a good story, and she knows how to apply it to make it also a good game, so you can see that in the game itself. Some other game designers did struggle with that, so they decided to not do story and to mostly go into gameplay. And hey, as long as it was playable and it was fun, that also could be really great too. So you don't have to have also a great story or great games, but if it has like great gameplay and people love to play it and find fun in it, then people will come back to play it over and over again. Like, Okay, I know I'm gonna say it, but I'm gonna say this. Animal Crossing doesn't have a great story, but it has fun replayability to it. And that's what keeps people coming back and playing it. And yeah, Animal Crossing does look really great for like a low poly kind of stylized game. It still looks great. But the point is, it's not like the graphics and it's not like the story, but it's like the replayability that you can continue like coming on your island, things might change, or like you can you can change things in it. So it's like those kinds of games, like, and then sometimes you get like really banger games that are just like great story, great graphics, and great playability. So and yeah. Oh yeah, that, you know what? I'd play that game. If in the future you create that game and I'm still streaming and stuff, I would love to play that game. That sounds cool. That sounds Cult of the Lambs demo. Dude, stop. Mod, stop. We're trying to actually Cult of the Lambs kind of has an interesting gameplay, but but yeah, that sounds like a cool, interesting game. I will say, like, I am a person that does not play certain games for graphics, but there are some games that I've found that have really terrible graphics that are really good. So, you know what? Yeah. Yeah, I will say, there's another person that I know of that has had this game idea for like years, and they're holding on to it. They want to develop this game. And there's actually a few game designers that I know that literally had this idea, like this epiphany for this kind of game. And they're holding on to that story and that idea, and they're just waiting for the perfect moment to be able to actually create that. And that's great. When you have a goal set in mind for what kind of game you want to create, like that's amazing. For me as a 3D artist and a 3D prop artist, my goal is to kind of I know it's kind of gimmicky, spread happiness with art. That's my goal as an artist. Is like, I want to create props that will be enjoyable for people to play with in a game. I want people to look around at the world and just see all these cool, interesting props. They don't have to be great looking. I never said they have to be good looking, but they have to be interesting. And I was like thinking, and I was like, some jobs I apply for, some of them are doing like games that are based off of like other things and enterprises. And I was like, if I'm gonna make props, I want to make props that are kind of true to their origin. So that then, the fan base doesn't yell at me. But also because I want to make props that other people can enjoy and love. I can't give up on this stream now. Instead of going into engineering things, I stayed for game. Yes. To be honest, yeah. And, holding on to that goal, you will eventually get there. Even if it takes you like 10 years to eventually get to that goal, you will get to it. As long as you hold on to it and you seem like you really want to hold on to it, and that's great. Because then after some years, you probably will be able to get a team of people together to create your stuff. And that's gonna be, you're gonna like go, holy shit, I can actually create this thing now. I have the means, I have the opportunity, I have the time, I'm gonna go in and I'm gonna do this. And you just do it, and then get it, make sure that there are no bug issues, and then put it out to the world. Because the last thing that you need is for your game that you've been working so hard on to have so many bugs it's unplayable. So that's one thing. But the truth is like, it seems like you really want to make that game, so just hold on to it. Cyberpunk, yeah. You don't want another Cyberpunk. I will say the creators of Cyberpunk really, really cared about the game, but the people that did care about the game, like the programmers, the artists, the actual designers and level designers that programmed all of that game, really cared about it. The director gave zero shits about it. If a game comes out and it is very, very, very buggy and they like aren't fixing anything, it tells me that it's not the actual people that created the game, but maybe the higher ups that just don't give a shit about it. So there's that. And I hate it when that happens with AAA games. I will say eventually I might play on stream. I might play some other cool games. Publishers cut away the money. I know my stuff. Yeah. It's like, now there are some publishers that really also do care about the games that they make, and you can tell when that happens because like the game ends up being like amazing when it comes out and there's like barely any bugs. And that's how you know when like publishers and publishers, marketers, because I will say marketers are also an issue, and directors like actually care about the games they're creating. Especially directors. Directors are the main people that are actually in charge, and there's some directors that literally give zero shits, because that's what actually happened with Cyberpunk. Is a bunch of QA testers, they're game testers, literally brought up a lot of the problems with Cyberpunk, and the director just like refused to acknowledge that they were major issues, and they just published it. Yeah, it's really sad to see, like, because they're like, oh, just because we're a big AAA company, of course people are gonna buy our games. And that's kind of what ended up happening. In a lot of cases, is that most of them just ended up saying like, oh, well, we're a big company. Kind of like how Disney is. Disney's like, oh, well, I'm Disney, so of course people will buy and watch my shit because I'm Disney. And that's not cool. It's like, because then what ends up happening is you create a disconnect between the gamers and the actual product. Because then no one's gonna want to buy your product anymore. Yeah, so the thing is like, but the thing is that those updates shouldn't have happened. And actually, they weren't supposed to happen, because Cyberpunk was supposed to come out as a full-fledged game. But the thing is that it was pressure by the fans, it was pressure by the marketing team, pressure by the publishers, and the director basically had to, I will say, like, the director isn't at complete fault because he had so much pressure on him, but also, like, they still should have pushed back. You know what I mean? Like, they still should have pushed back, like, against them. And for the most part, a lot of AAA companies really don't care. They really don't care anymore. They don't care about the consumer anymore. There are some game companies that still do. Very few of them, but yeah. Yeah, so, like, I mean, there's plenty of games, like, if you're making a game to be funny, to be a parody game where it's, like, just, like, free to express yourself, like, fine, like, that's cool. Like, I would play a game like that. I would, because there's plenty of bullshit games out there, that are pretty funny and interesting to explore, And hey, if that's your dream, to make a game that you're purposely making to be bullshitty and to be stupid and stuff, then yeah, sure, go for it. Like, I'd say that. I mean, like, you're falling into the realms of basically Dark Souls, because that's what Dark Souls did. So Dark Souls, the reason that Dark Souls was created is because consumers kept saying, oh, these like hard games aren't hard enough. So developers literally were like, okay, you want a game that's hard? Here. And that's what they did. Yeah, and you know what? As long as like that's what you're going for, like that isn't the intention of the game, go for it. Because if that's the purposeful intention of your game, is that it's supposed to be that way, then yeah, like fine, build a game like that. Make it a game that is built extremely like that and has like all this stuff that's supposed to be for that. But like Cyberpunk was meant to be coming out like a full-on game, and this was, and you know, it had a long list of things I was going to become, and then it just never ended up becoming any of that. And that's a problem. That's an issue, you know. It's okay for games to like have like certain updates and stuff, like, you know, that's understandable. Sometimes games like come out with new content or a new item thing that they weren't able to put in the full game gets released now out for free or whatever. So like that's fine, you know, that's cool. But I'm trying to think of a shitpost game that I saw that was like literally made for fun, and I cannot remember. Well, I guess Silence of the Lamb, Cult of the Lambs is kind of made to be a funny shitpost kind of game. Oh, that would be so cool. The Hololive 2D platformers. Oh yeah, those are funny. Yeah. Yeah, I do hope that our paths cross like at some point. I will say, if you want to go and check out like some of my professional stuff, my Instagram actually has a link to all of my stuff, so that then you can go and follow me on all my professional things. So yeah. Pre-simulator, ghost simulator. Yes, exactly. You know what? I would be more than happy to make the silliest of props for you. I'm not even joking. Because if people find it fun and enjoying, that's my goal. Like, that's my goal. So, like, you coming up with, like, a shitpost game, hey, that sounds fun. Yeah. So my Instagram has a lot of stuff. And on there, I have, like, a sort of kind of quote-unquote link tree to all of my other stuff, so you can go and check out, like, my professional website and stuff like that. Pre-simulator. But yeah, no, I actually I was thinking about making some fun crazy props for a lot of different VTubers because of the throwing system where like you get stuff thrown at you. And most of that stuff is pretty funny, and I want to make some 3D stuff for that so that people can get weird stuff thrown at them. And yeah, so there's a lot of things to do out there in 3D now. And yeah, like if you come up with like a stupid funny game, yeah, totally. I would like to do it. You know. Oh my gosh, what am I trying to do? Oh yeah. I'm trying to export this. No, I want it to be. Yeah. But this is really cool actually talking about this stuff. I rarely get to talk about like anything with 3D. Like everyone just pops in and says like, "Oh, that's a cool prop," or "That's a cool object." And it's like it's nice to actually talk about what I do professionally. But yeah. Wait, I just realized my mod streams are normally not this engaging. Yes, I will say, unfortunately, they're not, and it's really nice to kind of talk about this and stuff, because this is actually why I started streaming. Like, I wanted to, like, educate people. I wanted to talk about stuff like this, so it's actually nice to Did I just see a Photoshop? Yes. Yes, you did. Yeah. It was for when I was at university. I did a figure drawing class, an advanced figure drawing class, and so they have the finished piece. I need to get it framed and everything. I made a so the streams are engaging. You just have to make the first move, just like in dating. Yeah. I will say that it started pretty engaging with Maud deciding that I'm gonna use all the commands, and it's like, no, Maud, please stop. Yeah, I try and think of like funny stories and stuff to like talk about because weird shit happens. Hey, stop that! No, 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 Maud. I know. It's because I laugh so loud it starts peaking. My laugh is so loud. But anyways, the Danny DeVito thing, yeah, so I made a Danny DeVito. I'll show it in a second. I had to Photoshop Danny DeVito. Okay, so this was the project. The project was a Frankenstein project. So it's basically you take a bunch of different pieces from historical artwork. So it can be like a statue, or it can be a painting. I took the arms from 2 different paintings by 2 different artists, and then I took the legs from 2 different sculptures. The chest was also from the same sculpture as one of the legs. And then they were like, oh, and you can put whatever person's head on it that you want. And I chose Danny DeVito. I will say I wish that I had a lot more room because Danny DeVito's head was like way too small, and it was really hard to get some of the detail that I wanted to get into it. So I kind of wish that I had more room. So I do want to make it again, but like bigger, so that then I'm able to get his full gloriousness. But yeah, so yes, you did see a Photoshop. So if you go on my Instagram, you will see, and you will see also the completed work. I think I missed some parts. Yeah, so but yeah, so if you go on my Instagram, you can see all the progress work. I also posted a lot of the progress work. Oh no. Oh my goodness. This. Maybe I shouldn't have given you guys the power and ability to do this stuff. There's some things I regret the power and ability I've given you. Oh my gosh, stop. It's no! Oh no! It's because Streamlabs knows all. Streamlabs knows all and sees all. That's why. Streamlabs sees everything. Just let us be homies. That's a check. Okay. No. Yeah, so that particular command is if you're going to be using it on somebody else. But I'm glad chat, look at this chat. All chat, look through this. Here are all the commands for you, all squared away. How many commands you got? Hey, get better each time. So, yeah, all these command. There's a lot. There's a lot, and the thing is eventually these commands. I will say eventually I'm gonna have commands where you can throw stuff at me. Some commands, but that's a future thing because I don't have the money right now to pay for it because I'm paying for these beautiful programs. I never know what bottom means. Bottom mean. Oh gosh, you have to describe. I know some bed stuff. Okay, so bottom just means the person that is always basically pinned to the bed all the time. They're the ones that basically get everything done to them. So they are not the doers. They are the getting done to. Yep. There you go. Basically, yeah. Yep. I was trying to say that, but I just didn't know what words to use without being weird. I didn't know what things to use without it being way too weird. Oh, what? No, that's not what I wanted. Wrong thing. That was the wrong thing. Okay. Looks, what? Oh, this model? Yeah. I have plenty of models. I will say most of these models are very quick. I'm trying to get into the mode of actually doing low poly models. So I think you know what low poly is. But yeah, I'm trying to get into the method of doing low poly models because if you look, a lot of my models usually aren't low poly. So I'm trying to like train my brain to like do low poly stuff and how to identify it. So yeah. And also because I don't want to lose my skills of doing 3D modeling and stuff, so I'm trying to like be, keep consistency. So I'm still trying to make great stuff that also is low poly. So yeah. But yeah, this shield actually came out a lot better than expected. I will say. Yeah. I should make a bromance compilation clip. No. Are you clipping all of this mod? She got TikTok. Yes, I do. I do. It's not in there. I do have one. You literally look up the one for Instagram, I think is the same. Hold on, let me I don't remember, but literally just type in my name and you'll see my icon. If you yeah, you'll find me. Also on there you do see my real face. So face reveal, there is no face reveal thing. I am pretty a-okay with showing my face. So I have, right, this needs to be a different thing. I do have a TikTok. It's just I took it off of there, but I'll put it back on in the command. I can't see without my glasses though. And I can't wear contacts. I've tried. They hurt my eyes, so and I've worn glasses all my life in IRL, so I just prefer glasses. Okay, so this is, alright, that's the backing. So this, smart materials. That ain't good. They're almost the same as. Don't worry. I actually am going to be getting new glasses, and I'm going to be changing them. So, don't worry. They will be different frames. I will change my frames. But yeah. What is? Oh, okay. That's what. What is, you know what does this look like on here, actually? I just want to test it. Oh, you know what? That actually doesn't look too bad for the back of this. I mean, I do have to do some tweakings, but it doesn't look all that bad. I need do and do. Okay, great. And then you are gonna go here. But instead of that, I mean, give me the right color. This is going to get a green. Wait, I just noticed. It literally looks like the... Oh, no, you're right. It does. It does. It does look like it. It does. It. It does. It actually does, oddly enough. Oh, fun fact, art has... No! Stop! No! Oh, no. Oh, that's that. I don't think it needs... I don't anymore. Oh yeah. I will say, maybe maybe might make some stuff in future based around like different games and stuff. Um, but I will say if you've seen my if you want to go and check out my other streams, you can see that those are a little bit more interesting shapes than just this flat. I will say like this, I'm doing this piece because I've been starting to get a little bit of burnout from doing all of the other ones that are a little bit more not as so flat. Like I actually had to figure out how to make a pan. I've never made a pan before in 3D, so I will say that project of doing different, making different like magical girl wands has been very helpful. Oh! I wonder if that would be good practice actually using, doing it in ZBrush. That might actually be good practice for ZBrush. Here, let me make a note of that. Where's my pencils? What is it? A winged? I've never heard of this. Winged hussar. Let me say shield. That might be an interesting thing to look up and maybe do in future. But yeah, if you look on my Instagram, you'll see a lot of more intricate stuff than just this. This is just sometimes I like doing flat ones, like flat basic stuff, just to like take a break from doing more of the intricate stuff. And yeah, you know what, doing flat stuff isn't that intriguing or isn't that cool, but I tried to make it not too flat-ish, but I mean, like, it's supposed to be flat. Some stuff is supposed to be flat, and you just have to deal with it. No, I need... Will this work? Let's see. This might work, but I think the steel one might work better. Yeah, no, we're gonna not go with that. We're gonna go with the steel that I like. This one, or is it this one? Ah, yeah, this one will work just fine. And then I just need to lighten this. Okay, there we go, we're done. No, I'm joking. Actually, I'm gonna be doing more than just this. Shield looks like... on the side, it's probably curved. Okay, practice. Oh! I know exactly what you're talking about. That's actually what I was going to do for this, is kind of do something like that. But I ended up deciding not to because I wanted to keep true to the original creation of the shield. But yeah, that's an interesting way. I've never made a shield before, but I think what I'll do is I'll make that to do a good practice of making a shield. Like now I understand like how to make a shield shape. But maybe playing around more with how to create a shield might be interesting. And yeah, you know what? See, this is what I like. Is I like thinking of new things. I will say, when I did my cyberpunk stuff on Instagram, you'll see like a lot of cyberpunk stuff. When I did that, I've never. I'm quite in handy. Yeah, I will say, they do, because there's so many shields. Anyways, now that this is all in here, oh, let me make sure. Okay, that's on that. No. Okay, so what I'm going to do shielding my feelings. Yep. Anyways, I am going to now do a little bit of shading. Oh, hold on, I've got this. I need to move some stuff around. There we go. And this is all done and charged, which is very nice. And now comes kind of the fun part. I'll be right back. Yes, go take bathroom breaks. I'm going to be like fixing some stuff anyway, so luminosity of this is going to be even lighter. And you shift contrast. I want it to blind me. There we go. Oh my goodness, load. Load! Okay, there we go. And then this one. Alright, good. And this... Okay. I'm like trying to figure out the reference value for all this. And then this, I'm going to get a slight hue shift. Okay. And then this is there we go. So now we're gonna shade and highlight this stuff. So I'm kind of making it realistic PBR textures on like a flat thing, which is fine. I mean, it could be more stylistic, and the way that we make it more stylistic is actually by getting rid of the dirt kind of stuff. So these scratches come on the thing. And now we're going to go over to brushes. I don't need steel brushes. There we go. My handy dandy paint brush. Okay, so the light mostly coming from up here. I think I just your mask because what? Hold on. Settings. There we go. Alright, you haven't missed much. I'm just now painting in the highlighting and shading. Do you take song requests for background music? Unfortunately, no. You are stuck with the background music. I am sorry. The reason is because I actually post, once the stream is over, in about a day or two, it actually posts onto, I posted onto YouTube, and YouTube no likey most of my background music that I have, so no default music. Well, here, I could turn it off. That's all I could do. You get no music then. No music for stream. You can always listen to NCS music. Yes and no, because sometimes that can be copyrighted, and it's like, why though? It's weird. Copyright songs are weird, and I just don't want to deal with it, so I've just decided, yeah, no. Also, to be honest, this music I made myself, and it still hurts my ears, so I don't know what that says exactly about the music I create. I actually do have another one, and let me just, I will say it, I do actually have another background music, but the thing is that this may get copyrighted. Ta-da! Yeah, and that's all I got. Oh. Well. I just still don't want to deal with most copyrighted, like, even the idea that it could end up being copyrighted, it's like, I don't need to deal with those claims later. So, unfortunately, no song requests are acceptable. So sorry. Oh, right, I have to change this to the other one. There we go. I know for certain that. Oh. Yeah, but then I'd have to look it up, and then I'd have to play it, and then I'd have to do, and I just. I will say though that most. Yeah, I know, but the thing is that I don't like doing that because Chrome takes everything on my computer and basically just sucks up all of like the CPU, and it just ends up being that it's very difficult to stream with most things. So I've decided really not to use it anymore. So, but I actually have heard the Fat Rats music before. Just boot up the music. Probably do that. Hold on, let me just, yeah. There we go. And then let me take this off. Hold on. There we go. It's going to be like that then. I'll have to listen to the music alone with no one to share it with. Sorry, no music. You said no, you don't like music? No music for anyone. You want music, you listen to music alone. Alone in your dark and dank room. Oh my goodness. There we go. So that's that done. Gem, I don't have to do anything for. Yeah. This I do though. Yeah, I'm gonna bring the music back a little bit. I'll just put it very lowly in the. Oh my goodness, what the heck? Yes, listen to the folk music. Listen to the song of my people. No joking. Oh, I know what this is. Okay. So I think I have a better one for this. There we go. Actually works a lot better. And then with this, all I'm gonna do, don't need height. No, I need this. No, I need a color. Give me color. There we go. And then, no, that's not enough. And then add, no, let's go with a green. And then make it, I don't need this up anymore. Can you make the green dot have inner sphere effect? Oh no, I would have had to make a model. I would have had to make that part of the model. There is a kind of way to do that, but you would have to make, you would basically have to duplicate it and then make it look like it's inside of something. I can show you really quickly a way that you could do that. Let me look up. I'm in Smart Materials. Hold on. There, something like that. Oh my goodness. I just realized what your stream avatar that you chose was. Oh, I was wondering when someone was gonna pick the Knuckles one. I purposely downloaded that to see who would use it. Yes, he got the Knuckles for the win. Actually, I need to get the glowing edges. There you go. That actually looks more accurate than this, so I'm gonna get rid of that. There we go. It is a little bit of a darker green, though, so let me just make it slightly darker. There we go. We're getting there. Slowly getting there. I don't know why, but I kind of like it if it's a little bit lighter than that. There we go. Were you trying to pull a Rickroll? Were you trying to pull a Rickroll? Is that the Rickroll video? I feel like it is. I feel a tad, a shiver. it's I feel slightly that it has something to do with that. Nah, I was trying song requests. Oh, okay, yeah. The reason that is the way that it is though is you have to set up commands for that. But it's like a whole layer thing. So you have to set up specific commands that will request certain songs. And it's hooked up through a different, I think it's like hooked up through Streamlabs through something. So yeah. But I do not have that currently. Yeah, it was worth a try. It was worth a try. But yeah, I don't have that. If I did, it would be down there. All the commands that I have are down in the about, and if it's not there, it doesn't exist. So, yeah. No! Yeah, you have to use that with a person's name. But that's a fun command. Yeah, mommy works like daddy. Yep. I will say, in order to do some of these commands, you do have to like know a little bit of code. But I mean, the coding's fun, so. Yeah, most of the commands you have to use with people's names. So most of them you do have to use with other people's names. A lot of them you have to use with people's names. What was I doing? Oh, yeah, doing this. And then I gotta get this. No. Get. Yeah! Stop it! Yeah! No. Oh. What? How to get. Yes. Yes. Yes, just, oh my goodness. I was waiting for when someone would do something like this unto themselves, and you have done it, sir. You've now done it. Now you know. I told you, Streamlabs knows all. Streamlabs sees all. So, therefore, you... That is what you are now. Oh, so did you just type in socialist? Oh my gosh. That's probably the best one I've seen. The best mistype all day. Oh, so oh my gosh. But there is one command. What command is missing? What command could possibly be missing? Who asked? Oh. I don't even know what's the who asked command? Was it like who asked for your opinion? No, sorry, that's a bad joke. But I'm kind of like, who asked? Like, what? Never heard of that before. What does that command do exactly? Yeah. Wrong button. No. I have no idea which one this is. Okay, no. Yeah, who asked? That's what the command is for, and it replies within minutes. Oh. Oh, okay. Okay, I get it. Yeah. Anyways, we are actually done. We're actually done. So yeah, we finished the model. That's great. Yeah, now you notice why this is better. I will say though, if you do like the way to texture in Photoshop, but you still want to see the model, let me show you. Wait, there it is. So you can still texture like in Photoshop, but then you can see how it affects the model. Or if you just want to go straight photoshopping, there you go. And the other thing is that if you have like multiple different like UV sets, it'll separate the sets out for you. But also if you have like different tiles, so it's like you have one tile for this, one tile for that, one tile here, one tile there, it'll actually separate. You know, it will accept that now. So now you can see like this is why I use it, is because for artists in particular, this is really great. Because you can visually see how it's affecting. You can see what your texturing is affecting. The other thing is that a lot of these brushes are actually so you can create brushes. So if you want to create a unique like texturing thing, you can create those in Photoshop and you can bring them into Substance now, which is really great. So if you have like certain brushes that you love using for texturing in Photoshop, well, you can bring those brushes into here. So, but I will say it's very, very, very similar to Photoshop, like exactly the same. There's some things that's a little unique in here. For example, like doing the smart materials. Like these are prefab materials that you can just grab and drop, or you can create your own. I actually have some that are my own creation that's for really weathered metal, like really realistic weathered metal, and it works fantastically. And I love using it on a bunch of different things. And I actually have it saved in here, so let me grab one. I'm trying to think of where I put it. I think I put it in metal. Here, let me look at metal. Yeah. Wait a minute. Oh, I think because I updated it, it got rid of mine. No, I didn't update. Oh, yeah, no. So I was just basically saying how if you like certain brushes in Photoshop, you can bring those brushes in here. You can import them in here, into here. No, not filters, into brushes. You can bring them in here, because some of these brushes are Photoshop brushes. So that's cool. So if you like doing stuff in Photoshop, and I will say, the layer system in here is pretty similar to Photoshop, like basically the same. You know, one thing I forgot to do at the very beginning of this, forgot to bake the maps. It's okay because you can technically do it after you're done, but you should be doing it before, and I didn't, and I forgot, and I'm an idiot. Don't need any of this except that. Yeah. We should bake it pretty quickly. Oh, the AO! Everything laggy! Yeah, AO is gonna take everything, so sorry about my face. Sorry about my face. It's the AO. Blame the AO. And curvature. Curvature will do it too. Oh, you want to know what texture baking is? Cool. Yeah, I can totally talk to you about that after this is done. So I'll show you because it'll when it's done. So you know what it looked like before this, but I'll tell you. First time I hear of such magic. It's really great. It's actually really great. Hold on. It's the AO. But as you can see with how it's loading, see how it's creating shadows? It creates realistic shading and shadowing. So the ambient occlusion, if you look up what ambient occlusion is, you know how on portraitures or when you're drawing like certain stuff, they have like, they talk about ambient occlusion on like the skin and the face when you're drawing like different things. I'll talk about it when this is done because I'm like trying to focus on this and. Okay. So, hold on, it's loading. It has to load now all the textures with it. Okay. So, what I just did for the baking, what baking is so baking is done for everything. But baking is mainly done when you have a really high sculpt, so or a high res model, and you're baking it down to a low res model. So that means like, so if you look at some of my work, most of the texturing and detailing on it wasn't done by painting. Some of it was done by going in, doing stuff in ZBrush, by basically pumping it up to like 1 million polys and going in, carving some cracks, some breakages where the metal has been like broken off in certain places, or maybe the paint's chipping off here and you can see that the paint's chipping off. And you basically do all of that little detail work. I guess the best way, this is how my professor actually explained it to me, and it's probably the simplest of ways. In a game, in a 3D game, you go and you look at a house. That house has a brick wall on it. Just imagine it has a brick wall. You can see the brick wall. You can see like the mortar. You can see like the mortar is coming out, and all of the little like texture details on it. You see like some of the bricks are missing some pieces. Some of them are, some of them have like maybe a bullet hole in it or something like that. But then you start walking towards the brick wall. So you start walking towards it because you're like, man, this looks like really nice 3D. But then you start walking towards it. And then when you get to it, you actually see that it's all flat. And that is what AO, which is ambient occlusion, curvature map, which is the curvature of something. It also has to do with shading. And normal maps does. Normal maps is also known as a bitmap. You probably know that. A lot of people know what a bitmap is. And it basically, so the bitmap or normal map makes it look like you can see the mortar coming out, or you can see that this bullet hole has dug into the bricks. So the baking is the creation of those maps. So when we say when we're baking something, we're baking those maps. But so it's called the baking process, or to bake something, because it's like, you know, you got to bake them to create them. So it's like baking. I don't know exactly why the term baking came into it. I have no idea. That's like something that just happened. But yeah, that's, yeah. So yeah, that's it's the process of creating a bitmap, or bitmap or normal map, depending on what you need, an AO, ambient occlusion, and a curvature map. Those are the 3 maps everybody uses. Along with, of course, the albedo map, which is the texture map. Look. Yes. But the other thing is that the baking process, for the most part, is mainly to get the high resolution to the low resolution. So that's mainly what it's for. So you're baking it down. So you're basically putting it in an oven and baking it. But I have so that's like taking this model, and instead of, and let's say like I want to put some like carvings in here. Well, texturing, I could do that, but it's way better to go and do that by creating a high poly model. So bitmapping it down. So it's creating it down to be for the low resolution. So it's basically taking your model. I guess the best way to say this is, imagine, I'm trying to think. Do you remember, or do you know of these rubbing stencils? I know it sounds weird, but they're like drawing stencils that you place down, and then you put a piece of paper over it, and then you draw on top of that stencil, and then it like picks up, and then because of the height edges, it like picks that up. Or actually, you know what? Better, a stamp. You know how a stamp works? Imagine a stamp being the high resolution, great, awesome model. But then the thing is that your low resolution model can't take that stamp. Okay? It can't take all that detail. It can take some of it, but it can't take all of it. So you're not going to see it as clearly. So you're like, oh, well, then I should probably put it onto a thing so that it wraps around so it looks like it's dug in, but it's not extremely in there. Let me actually grab a file that I have that with. I actually have plenty of files. No, not that one. You know what? This one actually is pretty good. Let me just pull this up so I can actually show you, because this is it's easier to show and explain than it is to not show and explain. So baking is simply mapping something to give it a 3D effect using drawings. Yes, but you don't need to draw it in. The program does it for you. So I can show you right here. Man, this has a lot of textures to it. So this is a model I did just a few months ago. But let me get all close up. So yeah, let me get close up on this. So these parts here, I went in, and if you look at the high sculpt that I did, this is carved into the model. But as you can see, it's not actually carved into the model. It looks like it is. Something out of it. Actually, it's inspired by Cyberpunk and some MMORPGs. So yeah, you're correct. It was inspired by that. It's actually based off of Greek mythology. It's based off of Greek mythology. And I took Greek mythology and Cyberpunk, and they had a baby together. And it created this, the Silver Scythe of Demeter. And that's, yeah. But yeah, so this is what baking is for. So this part right here, it's not actually carved into the model, but if you look away, it looks like it is. That's what baking is supposed to do. I actually baked it in a different program and then brought it into here. And then the thing is that so substance isn't made for like, so unlike you, I skip the baking process and I do that stuff straight in Blender. Yes. So you can, so technically, I mean, if you know how to do it, you can do this work through texturing. But it also depends. This is supposed to be a realistic looking model, and most realistic stuff, if you're going to be going in the realistic realm, you're gonna need to do the baking process. You're gonna need to do the sculpting, and then the sculpting will bake down. But I think if you go into Blender and then you do like sculpting on top of it and all of that, it will bake it down to the low resolution. I think there's a baking process in Blender that you can learn if you want to do that. But yeah, so but Photoshop, yeah, you can like, you can make all these scars and stuff that I basically have on here. If you know how to do it, you can do it. It's just, this is more of how it's really done. But the AO also helps to make this look like it's all darkened, but then of course it's flat, very flat. So, but that's basically what baking is. It's like drawing lines in 3D. Yes, it basically is. And I use ZBrush. And ZBrush is kind of similar to Photoshop in a way, where you can actually import brushes to use for different things. So this is actually like a rock texture brush that I made to look like as if something had scratched into this thing. And then there was another, yeah, and then this one is also like a carving rock texture that I also made to look like as if something had scratched into the metal. So there's many, many different ways that that you can create something like this. Some people do just draw it in with Photoshop. Some people just, they can do it and they do it that way. And some people like to go through the baking process. But I will say, if you're going to be getting a job into this and all that, you need to understand and know what the baking process is. Because if you're going to go the realistic route, that they are going to go this route. You're going to go into ZBrush and probably do this stuff and bake it down to a low-res model. So I'll probably need those. You'll probably need those metal. What metal thingies? Or do you mean these? Or anything? Are you talking about the texture or the object? Yeah, the texture I actually pulled from... So, these textures... And the metal brush thingies. Oh, these? I actually got... Okay, look up ArtStation. ArtStation has plenty of good brushes on there. I will say one thing, though, is that I did buy these brushes to use them. I did buy them. They were like, I think for a huge set, it was like $5. And I will say ArtStation is pretty good about being good and affordable for that sort of stuff. But the other thing is that there's plenty of also Photoshop brushes that could do the exact same thing. I will say you can find some pretty good, or you could even make alpha brushes, because this is what it's created by. It's actually created through an alpha brush. Oh, hi Rena. Hello. We're going over the baking process. Oh, yeah, I probably should. I've been actually thinking about getting one of those for stream eventually. Not right now, but yeah. I actually do have something. Yeah, hi Rena. Hi Rena. We've been having very interesting conversations about models and prop modeling and all of that. It's been very good. I'm just showing this off to talk about actually the baking process and all of that because someone had a question about it. But actually, we're nearing the end of stream, so... But I hope I have been very, very informative to you, Devi. Because I think it, I think that this is great, to just talk about this stuff. And I mean, this is mainly why I made my stream, is to talk about different stuff with models and all of that. Hold on, I got my mother texted me and I got a reply. Excuse me a moment. The important things. Talking to your mother. Yeah. But I won't remember much, probably a single conversation. Well, the great thing is you can go onto my YouTube channel and rewatch this all again if you want. Or you can even go and check out my other models I've created on my YouTube channel. What I might do actually on my professional channel is take it and basically make it into a speed a time-lapse thing and then actually post it on there so people can see like full cool little time lapses of my work from doing streaming stuff. So yeah, but yeah, this prop came out really nice, I will say. This is probably one of my favorite props I created for my thesis project. But yeah, so anyways, I'm gonna open back up our Sheild. Rena, don't come at me. I'm sorry. These are just fun props that I'm just like doing more of to keep up my skill, but also it was in remembrance of our great the voice actor for Naofumi, who played the Sheild hero, of course, who has passed away. So I created the Sheild hero. It is not great because we're stuck. Hold on. Sorry, mother calls. Excuse me. Please add Twitch command. Okay, yeah. I will say though, next stream, Luthador will be continuing to play. I will not be taking over the stream. Luthador is my friend, who is also IRL played by me. Luthador will be taking over, and he will be playing Tell Me Why, because he's still continuing on that. So if you want to come and you want to watch that and just chill out and relax while he plays Tell Me Why. Apparently he had to pull out tissues. So there's that. Hold on. Oh yes. Okay, we are gonna be raiding somebody, but hold on. I'm thinking about food, and my mom is texting me about food, and I gotta decide. Where are we dropping, boys? Yeah. I need to look it up. Hold on. Here, let me change over to my just chatting. Okay, yeah, we're gonna raid somebody, boys. Don't worry. Who's that? Hold on. Let me close out my programs. Doug. Okay, my mortal enemy. Okay, hold on. Okay. Wait, no. Alright. Are we going, boys? Hold on. It's what? That raid. What's their ad again? Hold on. Wait a minute. Raid not working correctly for some reason. Hold on. Let me go and find their Twitch. Oh my goodness, what the heck? Oh, it's a phone. Okay. My mother said okay. Wait, what's this? Okay, thank you. And then you do raid. And then it's at, right? I forget. I've raided very, very casually, but here, let me actually stop recording because I record all my streams.